Xin, and even Zhufei and Ziyu, were born in peaceful times. After living in peaceful times for too long, gradually, they lost the bloodiness of the older generation. However, when Xin said the father's decision, Ziyu was the first to react. She said with some enlightenment, "Dad, Grandpa's strategy is wonderful. This will not only break the road of the Wade family, but also increase our influence in Japan. I was still worried before. The Takahashi family and the Ito family each has its own strengths and weaknesses. No matter which one you choose, it is a pity to give up the other. If you win over one of them and then work together to swallow the other, it would be perfect." Xin said, "Zhufei and Ziyu, you two must remember that the biggest enemy of the Su family in the past, present, and the next 10 years is the Wade family. Therefore, no matter what field we are involved in the future, we must also call the same principle. If the Wade family is also in this field, then the first priority is to kill the Wade family. If the Wade family has not entered this field yet, then we must do our best to prevent them from coming in. Although the anti-Wade alliance of the year is gone, we still have to beat the Wade family to death. Only in this way can we prevent the Wade family from taking the lead and forming an anti-Su alliance to deal with us. Understand?" The two, brother and sister, said at the same time, "Understand." Xin nodded and continued, "You have to think more, not only about your grandfather's strategic layout, but also about his tactical arrangements. The older generations said that business world is like battlefields. At that time, businesses were based on the degree of cruelty. Not lost to the battlefield. But the world has been at peace for decades since World War II. People have been at ease for too long, and their bloodliness has become weaker and weaker. The gap between the market and the battlefield has become larger and larger." Ziyu said earnestly, "Dad, you are right. Brother and I will try to make up for blood and wolf nature." The Xin in the video nodded and said admiringly, "The future of the Su family will ultimately belong to your generation. If the two of you can find the bloody nature of your ancestors, the Su family will no longer has to worry about the future and hope for more glory. Let the Su family stand on top of the world." This sentence has been lingering in Ziyu and Zhufei's ears from this moment on. However, Zhufei didn't know, at this moment, on the wall outside his room, like a gecko, clinging to it was a dark figure. This figure was holding a special sound amplifier for spies, and recorded all the voices of the video conferences. And this figure is the ninjutsu master of the Takahashi family, Tenglin. Maki Takahashi learned that he happened to be at the Amon Hotel, so he asked him to monitor Zhufei. As Party A and Party B, who are about to start negotiations on cooperation, if they can know the other party's cards and low prices in advance, it is absolutely no disadvantage. The most feared thing in business negotiations is to miss the cards. This is the same as the poker table. When you are playing gold with someone, if you can know the opponent's card, then you will never lose. Even if the card you hold is not better than the opponent, you can get out early. If you can know your opponent's cards, then you will never be scammed by the opponent. If the opponent holds a small hand that pretends to be pretentious and delusional, you can also see through it at a glance. Many times, you obviously have the biggest card in the game, but you can't make any money. The reason is that you can't guess the opponent's whole cards and your psychological quality is not strong enough, so you are scared by the opponent's bluff and leave the game early. Therefore, Takahashi is very eager to see Su's whole cards. However, when Tenglin sent him the recording, he was scared into a cold sweat by the recording. It turns out that Su's whole card is not just a good card, it is a killing card. Especially the strategy of Mr. Su. If they choose Takahashi, they will kill Ito. If they choose Ito, they will kill Takahashi. Maki Takahashi felt a bit cold in his back, and sat down on a chair alone, slandering in his heart, "That old master from the Su family is like AFC King Old Beast. Frankly speaking, I have been fighting with the Ito family for so many years, and I have never thought of destroying the other party. It is enough to step on him and beat him. But this old Master Su is so cruel that he has to kill my family, or the Ito family, just to cut off his competitor's retreat. More importantly, I have no choice at all. If I am selected by the Su family and the Su family asked me to join them to kill the Takahashi family, can I refuse?" If I refuse, he will turn his head and go to the Ito family. Kill me together. Thinking of this, Takahashi wiped his sweat while matching up his mind. In any case, he must reach cooperation with the Su family. Never let the Su family and the Ito family come together, otherwise, he will be responsible for himself and his fate. The main reason why Takahashi is so scared is mainly that the strength of the Takahashi family is still too far behind the Su family. In recent years, the form of international economic development has almost been the rapid growth of China, while other countries have either stagnated or retreated without advancing. Japan is the one that does not advance or retreat. In recent years, Japan's GDP has not increased but declined. In 2011, it was still able to reach $6 trillion United States dollars. As a result, when it bottomed out in 2018, it was only more than $4 trillion United States dollars. With the receding of Japan's economic development, these families in Japan have also suffered heavy losses. The current strength has been left behind by China's top families. It is almost impossible to compete with China's top families. So, Takahashi has an idea in his heart. He decided that he would do everything possible to attack the Ito family, just like the Su family attacked the Wade family. If the Su family wants to scuttle the Wade family's boat, they must scuttle the Ito family's boat.